How's it going, everyone? Marriland here, and it's time for more Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. Oh yeah, it's time for more Mystery Dungeon, and I think it's time. I think it is finally time to go into the Silver Trench. So this is gonna be a doozy. Let's talk to Zippy about it, actually. Devin, let's go to the Silver Trench. I wonder what the Guardian of the Seas looks like. I'm getting excited. Yep. So, Silver Trench, 99 floors deep. Oh man. So, there are, I think, 5 99 floor dungeons, but the Silver Trench is the one where your levels actually matter, because in Joyous Tower, Purity Forest, and Wish Cave, your level gets reset to 5. And then, well, there's the Buried Relic, but it's honestly pretty easy. And at floor 35, you get restored anyway, so it's not really a true 99 floor gauntlet. That makes Silver Trench probably the most difficult dungeon as far as, like, your level mattering. As far as I know, because, you know, it's quite a distance to go through. So, the thing is, does your level really matter? Not really. It's really more about your stats. So, having good stats before diving in here is a very good idea. Let's see. You can, of course, get those if you take a team like this. So I took, well, here, let me just show you. Wall Breaker here, of course, has Forge a Path, which is fantastic while going through the, Buried Relic and while going through the, Unknown Relic. That's also very handy. That's how my stats are so high. I did raise Groudon's stats by a bit because I'm actually going to be taking Groudon with me through this. This is something that I've heard is pretty good because there's going to be a fair amount of water types there. So yeah, let's bring something weak to water, right? Wrong. I want to bring something that can Mega Evolve. So that's part of the strategy here. Let me go ahead and update this team because we're actually not going to be bringing Wall Breaker here. We're gonna be bringing my good friend Sunny, the Sunflora, who I think will do very well while going through here. So, yeah, Chlorophyll, Rapid Bullseyes, that's a really good combo. Food Finder is a very, very good idea while going through here, because from what I hear, you can't find food throughout this 99 floor dungeon. So, you wanna make sure you stock up on apples. You want to make sure you have, you know, pretty much whatever you need. That's why I tried to fill up my inventory here. So here's what I'm bringing. I'm bringing, the standard loadout here as far as items. Person Band to prevent Petal Dance from confusing me. Friend Bow because why not? I also don't have anyone with Squad up, so hopefully that'll help. X-Ray Specs, because those are very important. I think I'll probably put the Friend Bow on Groudon, though. Some apples. Now, I don't have that many apples because I have Food Finder, so I should be fine. If you don't, if you have small stomach, bring perfect apples, like a bunch of those. Bring any leftover, like, plain seeds or any other seed you think you might need, because that will fill your stomach up all the way. In fact, use, like, 1 or 2 perfect apples on the Pokemon that'll have the X-ray specs at first, because when you eat anything, it'll fill you back up to 200. Like, if you use these really early on, that'll be ideal. Now, that's not what I'm doing. I'm not bringing anything with small stomach. But yeah, anyway, brought a bunch of Max Elixirs. I think I can find those while I'm going through here, but I just don't want to take a chance. Reviver Seeds. Those are also a decent alternative, and this is a great place to bring them, too, as opposed to Tiny Reviver Seeds. Like, I'm still bringing tiny ones, but these do restore PP and Belly, and on a 99 floor dungeon, that would be a big help. Empowerment Seeds. I'm bringing several because, again, if one of your Pokemon, or if the Pokemon that's awakened, if it becomes affected by a status condition, it ends that awakening. So I don't want to have that happen, but I think that'll work out really well with my team. All Protect Orb just in case. Some invitations, and then a Flamethrower. I'm gonna get rid of, I don't know, it has like Lava Plume. I think I'd rather have Flamethrower. Okay, well, that's what I'm bringing. 99 floors to get through. I'm probably gonna do the same as I did. Well, not even the same as I did with Wish Cave. At least with that, there was something interesting to talk about. Mew, and getting that, and the Reggies and all that. With this, it's just gonna be a 99 floor dungeon. So I'll take you along for a few floors right now, but otherwise, I'm probably just gonna end up recording it all and seeing what happens. And I have no clue how this will turn out. I don't know if I'll get through this on my first try. Hopefully I'll be able to. So far, so good. Like, it's kind of surprising. I haven't actually had to be rescued or anything, which is kind of nice. Yeah, let's get rid of this. It is okay, but flamethrowers just become so strong at this point, and having a little bit of range would be nice. Okay, also, I need to switch these items around, so let's give you the person band. Yeah, and I think at this point in the game, you know, if you're getting destroyed, like, I feel like there's no middle ground. By the time you get to the boss, you're either gonna completely destroy it, or you'll be destroyed. I feel like that's just how it is. All right, let's swap these. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and then the last thing I need to do, let's go ahead and eat an empowerment seed on Groudon. Now, this does last for multiple floors. It lasts until you're affected by a status condition. So I brought 5 just in case, but this will prevent any water-type moves from having an effect. And it, of course, counts as sunlight, so that's pretty handy. Yeah, so anyway, let's go through here. Oh, well, that's lovely. Nice, lovely hunger trap, huh? All right. So, 99 floors. Oh, man, yeah, I'm super... I won't say I'm nervous. Like, there's not that much to be nervous about. It's just I would rather get through this without too much in the way of, you know, problems. Because let's face it, getting 70 floors through and then having restart, that's not cool. That's definitely a pain. That's why I never took these dungeons on when I played the original, you know, Blue Rescue Team way back, because honestly, I felt like there's no way I can do this. It's just not gonna happen. I didn't think I could. And, you know, now I feel like there's, you know, definitely that level of uncertainty. It's not like I absolutely feel like I can. I know I will because I'm determined, even if I don't do it on the first attempt, especially as we start to get to, you know, even more difficult dungeons like Purity Forest. That's gonna be something, because you can't even bring in items with you. It is just a gauntlet. I'm looking forward to it though. But I have a feeling like if I can clear that first try, that'd be nuts. Now, for you, it will probably be first try. But, you know, that's just because I need to show it. I still don't know if I'm going to stream it or not. I think that'd be kind of fun. But I also need to find time for it, too. That's the problem. Because it's a long adventure. But even afterwards, like, after I clear it, I might go back and just do some stream runs, go through, like, some different Pokemon. I know I talked about that before, but I still like the idea. I think it could be kind of neat. Alright, so, let's see. I really don't even know what Pokemon I need with me. Maybe I shouldn't even bother with the Friend Bow and just use the, Goggle Specs, because I feel like just using these 3 Pokemon will probably be better in the long run, unless I get a really good rare quality, but I don't even know what rare quality could help this team. Like, honestly, I guess, shoot, I really don't know. I mean, I have the main ones. Food Finder's really good. Not that food is an issue right now, but I feel like later on, it will be. Like, I guess already I'm at 45 belly. That's not good. I am using linked moves though, but it's fine. Thankfully, not really as much of a concern. Which is nice. That's why I recommend that. Yeah, I actually like this team quite a bit. It's nice to have Zippy have a chance to shine. Alright, so here's the game plan. I'm gonna go through the first 10 floors with you. I think if I just do that, because I've never explored this place. I haven't. I have no clue exactly what to expect. I've heard that there's a lot of water types. Oh, a drought orb. Wow, that's handy. I've heard that there's a lot of water types. Seems to be the case. But I don't really know, you know, how to gauge this dungeon. I just know it's gonna be a long time getting through it. So I've set aside time tonight. I'm ready for it. Oh, small stomach would be really good. If I could get something with that, that'd be amazing. Because the other thing I hear, you know, of course we're gonna have to fight, you guessed it, Lugia at the bottom of this whole thing. But from what I hear, Lugia isn't really the main threat. Like, if you can get through the 99 floors of this dungeon, you should have no trouble whatsoever taking down Lugia. Like, that doesn't even sound like a problem. So I'm not really too worried about that. I want to get through this place. Now, there is a monster house there. Do I go for it? Oh, I did also use some, like, accuracy drinks and power drinks and stuff like that. I buffed a few moves like Earth Power, Heat Wave, Blizzard, things like that. I figured that made a lot of sense. All right, you know what? We're gonna go into this monster house. They are very dangerous. You gotta be careful. But they also do provide a really good opportunity, because not only are there a lot of items in there, there are a lot of enemies too. And, you know, if I have something that's guaranteed not to miss, bam, there we go. I mean, really, that's not a threat at all. And I might just get one of these Pokemon to join. Wow, I actually didn't. Oh man, look at, what the heck? Well, that's unfortunate. I can't even get past there. I have to walk around. Okay. Is it worth it? Actually, wait, I don't. Look at that. Sneaky. Very sneaky. I like it. Okay, well, I might as well grab these items here. Deluxe box. Honestly, don't worry too much about these. Don't take the normal boxes. I guess deluxe boxes are fine. Like, if you can make it to the end, great. But honestly, it's really about making sure you have all the items you need to get through the dungeon. There are way better ways to, farm those things. Do I want... you know what? It's not even a big deal. Let's just get out of here. Let's just get out of here. Okay, so... what do we have? Yeah, and I guess unless you need items, like, make your top priority finding the stairs. Like, the sooner you find those, the better. I'd still say if you're using the X-ray specs, which I strongly recommend, definitely head towards items, because that definitely indicates there's a room. Oh, hello. Free Carbos, I'll take it. But generally speaking, I think it'll be best if I just try to find those stairs. I gotta find, what, 98 of them? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. And there's nothing to really keep me, well, I'll say interested. But I mean, like, contrast that with the only other 99 floor dungeon I've cleared, the Buried Relic. And at least with that, it's like, oh yeah, you can just dig through the walls or walk into the walls if you have the mobile scarf or whatever. Like, you can just do all of that stuff to have something else to do while you go through. Like with this, you don't really have that. You have to kind of focus on the enemies. Thankfully, so far the enemies aren't bad. I have a feeling like they're gonna get a lot stronger towards the end. That's how it was with, well, actually quite a few things. I know Wyvern Hill. That was something that was like a joke as I was first going through it. But again, it seems like there's a lot of water Pokemon here, so having that extremely harsh sunlight, really good idea. I definitely see the logic behind that. Alright, well, everything being equal, let's go this way. See ya, Slowpoke. Steamroll's pretty nice here, too. I feel like that's a really good rare quality to have on this Groudon. I got lucky there. I think I got lucky. I'm pretty sure I used a DX gummy for that. A fainted Cyndaquil. Oh, man. I mean, I might as well at least give it a tiny apple. I'm not sure if I want to bring it along. Because that's the problem. The more things you bring along, the more you kind of have to baby them. And make sure they're going to be okay. Alright, well, let's get rid of this Omanite here. No problems there. Alright, here, you can have a tiny apple. If you do not have Food Finder, it's probably not a good idea to save anything that's fainted, because you need all the food you can get. If you do have it, go for it. That's fine. You'll find plenty. But if you don't have Food Finder, I would really recommend not doing that, because, again, I haven't seen any food other than those tiny apples. If that is indeed true, that would be a long way to go without anything. Now, I'm sure that there are some ways to, like, I don't know. There's probably some in, like, the mystery houses. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a mystery house in here. I don't know if there is or isn't, for the record. But if there is, like, sometimes you can find stuff there. But that's still, you know, you have to have a certain item for that anyway. It still seems kind of uncertain, so just keep that in mind. I do usually like to help things. But I also know if I don't have the food for it, I'm not doing anyone any favors. Well, okay, I take that back. I guess technically I'm doing that Pokemon a favor, huh? Alright, nice big room here. Oh man, Petal Blizzard is just so good. Hello! At least that Cyndaquil is level, like, 62. That's kind of nice. Even though, you know, level at this point isn't as important as stats, it still means it's at least able to take a hit or two. It's not like level 30 or something, which is refreshing to see. Okay, so that Slowpoke is asleep. There's some orbs here. Alright, everything's getting hit by Petal Blizzard. Wow, that's so nice to have the sunlight up all the time. Alright, so what's this? All Dodge Orb. Sure. You know what? I'll use it right now. Why not? Not really necessary. What is going on there? Groudon, are you okay? Are you hungry? I think Groudon's hungry. Yeah, your rain dance isn't gonna work. Not here. Get that out of here. Get that out of here! Okay. Well, that's been taken care of. Oh man, you're in trouble again? Well, not trouble, but you know. Groudon's just kind of doing its own thing. Oh yeah, Notorious Restoration. That's actually really nice with Food Finder. I mean, Small Stomach would be better, but still, you do get 30 instead, which is pretty nice. It's a good amount. All right, well, 10 floors. There you go, there's the first 10. I will cut back if anything interesting is happening, but otherwise I'm just gonna kind of sit back and chill and see how long it takes me to get through this. So yeah, we'll see what I end up doing for this video, but hopefully you enjoy it. And hopefully I'll see you at the bottom. Alright, so post-commentary Marriland here, because it'd be really weird if somehow I were speeding this up 6 times and I was talking normal throughout it, right? Yeah, anyway, I decided, you know what, rather than just cut forward, like, that's not really cool, so we'll speed it up at about 6 times speed, and then you can get an idea of what the dungeon is like in its entirety. Wow, I can't even talk. So, yeah, 99 floors. This ended up taking me about 2 hours, 2 hours, 15 minutes or so to get through. And that's pretty good. I was all right with that. Like, it didn't seem too bad. There's a bunch of starters that can appear fainted. And I know that I'll talk about this later. I know I already kind of mentioned it, but yeah, definitely don't feed them if you don't have, Food Finder. Because you're just not gonna have a good source of food if you do that. It's kind of scary. It's definitely a solid rare quality to bring through here, just because you don't really find a lot of food. The only real source of food you'll find would be, like, if you run into an apple trap, which, oh boy, that stinks if it ends up getting rid of something good. But it actually can help you if, you know, you don't have anything, or if it changes something that you didn't really care about into a big apple. So yeah, definitely be on guard for those traps. But if they do happen, that's all right. But yeah, I would certainly recommend Food Finder throughout this whole adventure. Like, it's such a useful rare quality. This Primal Groudon was absolutely insane because it just evaporates all water, which is wonderful. Like, honestly, not having to worry about pretty much all of these water Pokemon's attacks, it's great. Like, they'll try to use different water moves. They'll try to set up like Rain Dance or Hail. Oh yeah, I used a one room orb here. It made it one gigantic room. It's pretty cool, actually. But yeah, I don't know. I hadn't really tried one out before. I always kind of wanted to, but I just didn't really have a good opportunity for it. You gotta watch out though. If there is a monster house, I think it makes it so everything will be there. Also, I used the lasso orb there. I don't know how that works, or at least I didn't at the time. I think you have to use it on an enemy in the room, and then it like brings all the other enemies in the room and makes them stuck so they don't move. Also, that Houndour there, it has XP boost. Now, I've kind of mentioned experience isn't really that important. Levels aren't really that important in the post game. But I figured since I'm going through a 99 floor dungeon, I'm actually getting a pretty good amount of experience as I go through. So I figured I'd take that thing along as long as I could, because it'll definitely help give some of my Pokemon some extra levels. And there are a lot of legendary Pokemon that get some pretty cool moves at higher levels that would otherwise take forever. Oh, also that Memento really stinks. Like, it lowers all the Pokemon in the room. It lowers their, or all of your Pokemon, all of the opposing team. It lowers their, look at that, 4,600 experience in that monster house. It lowers their attack and special attack by 2 stages, and then the user, like, warps away, and I think it lowers their HP or something. So, I don't know, it's just kind of like this nasty little hit and run move. I didn't like that, but it's fine. I mean, I was kind of neat. I was kind of glad to see it. Like, it wasn't too bad in that instance. Yeah, here's another lasso orb. I just used it because I didn't quite figure out what it did, but that's fine. Yeah, as you can see, gaining quite a few levels throughout this. There's a big monster house here. I wasn't actually expecting that room to be a monster house. I thought it would be something entirely different, but no, it was a monster house. I thought it was actually like 2 rooms combined. Or not 2 rooms combined, but I thought it was 2 separate rooms. It ended up being 1 giant room that was kind of combined. That's kind of the downside with the X-ray specs, you know, sometimes that with Food Finder, you think, oh, okay, this isn't gonna be too bad, right? Nice little summon trap there. Brought some Pokemon. Okay, so something kind of unfortunate happens right here. Grimy trap. So I ended up losing like a bunch of food. A lot of my perfect apples turned into grimy food, which not very good. Gives you bad status. I think it fills up your belly a little bit, but it's basically trash. So I raged through it all the way. It's like, no, not like this. Now that would be really bad if it weren't for the fact that I do have Food Finder. Because if I depended on something like Leave Half or Small Stomach, that would be a lot worse because you still need to have consumable food items in order for that to work. And when they get changed into grimy food, well, I guess, well, actually, I don't know. I think you can use grimy food and Small Stomach. I think that would fill you up, but you'd still get a bad status condition. Not ideal. But anyway, you look at it. Grimy traps, those are very nasty because they will get rid of a lot of your food items. And let's face it, that's not good. Especially in a long 99 floor dungeon where there doesn't appear to be any reliable spawns of food. Like, again, it's pretty much just like the apple traps and stuff. So I did get a storage orb here, and I decided, you know what, I might as well use this thing. I have like a deluxe ribbon and a gold ribbon I picked up. You can use the storage orb as a one-way ticket to deposit items into your Kangaskhan storage. You can't deposit any chests or the boxes that you pick up, but it's great for getting rid of, some extra goodies you picked up. Things like gold ribbons, deluxe ribbons, a few other like equipable items that can be kind of handy. I think there was a Pichu on this floor, right? Yeah, there's a lot of cool Pokemon you can run into as fainted Pokemon here. But again, like I keep saying, it's very, very tempting to rescue them. But the downside is, they do require food. So without a reliable spawn of it, it's not really worthwhile. Like, really only do that if you have Food Finder. It's very good if you do have it, though. Now, thankfully, it does seem like there's enough in the way of, like max ethers and stuff like that spawning, so that hasn't really been too bad. I was a little worried that, I wouldn't have enough, but thankfully, like, they pretty much have to give you those, right? Pretty much. Yeah, I got poisoned on that floor, which wasn't really that bad. Honestly, once you have a lot of HP, like if you buff your stats like crazy due to Buried Relic or Unknown Relic, like, man, poison isn't really a big deal. It's pretty nice now. Let's see. Yeah, we're at like floor 41 now. So definitely getting there. A little bit shy of the halfway point, but close enough. So I do consider this Spinda because it has Leaf Half. I guess I do take it with. I couldn't remember if I did or not. I know I get rid of it later on, but I figured that Leaf Half might be helpful because I did bring along a lot of max elixirs, and I feel like those would be good. Oh yeah, just look at how Chlorophyll with Petal Blizzard and Rapid Bullseye just tears through monster houses, because you don't miss, and you hit at least twice, sometimes 4 times if you get the speed bonus. But, like, not missing is probably the best part, so... And with Steamroll, you don't even have to worry about, like, resistance and stuff. So it's a very good combo. Like, I like this team. I think this is a fantastic team for getting through a lot of dungeons. Like, that Sunflora has become just really good. Really good. Like, even on its own, it's really good. But with Primal Groudon, especially, I feel like that's just fantastic. Yeah, I really can't state that enough. Oh yeah, I get an Eevee here, which is great. Eevee's kind of a rare Pokemon. I think otherwise you can only get it in Joyous Tower, which is a pain. You don't really want to go there. But you can sometimes find it in the post-game as a fainted Pokemon. So I figured, you know what, I'd better take this thing along. It had Strike Back too, that's kind of nice. Wasn't really planning on needing it or anything, but it's kind of helpful to have. Yeah, that's the thing I have to say with this dungeon. I don't feel like it was actually that tough. It was definitely tough getting through it, but, with Primal Groudon, like, basically nerfing all the water types down here, it really wasn't that bad. It was just mostly, like, trying to get through it, which is fine. I mean, honestly, as far as the 99 floor dungeons go, because this one is kind of storyline required, it's probably good that it's not, like, super, super tough. But it definitely is tougher than Buried Relic. Like, this is probably the one I'd recommend going through second. And it is the strongest one as far as ones that don't level you down. Because, again, after this, only 3 99 floor dungeons remain that we haven't checked out. And those 3 are the Wish Cave, which we already kind of checked out. We could only go to the 20th floor, but there are 99 floors in that. And you do get reset down to level 5. That's actually the easiest of the 3, because you can... Wait, I think it is. One of them you can bring in items. I think it's that one. Joyous Tower. That one's optional. You really don't get anything for going through there. There's some rare Pokemon inside. But I don't think you can bring in items, but you can bring in 3 Pokemon, so that's kind of cool. And then there's Purity Forest, where you can only bring in 1 Pokemon, and you can't even bring in items. It's the true final dungeon. Like, getting through that, it will take a lot of effort and a lot of luck, honestly. I'm looking forward to it. I think it will be fun, but it's definitely something I'm going to attempt last, or at least near last. There are a few things you can do after you've beaten Purity Forest, but that's basically the final challenge, if you will. So I get this Chikorita that also has Strike Back, or at least I think it does. I don't remember. It looked like it. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to get it. It's a good place to get the starters here. Like, you could probably come back with just a bunch of food, like a bunch of tiny apples or just normal apples, and just go fishing for starters and recruit them, and then like use an escape orb to get out or something. Oh, I was on my way to use Groudon to kind of sweep for traps, and then I got attacked by something in the previous room. It's like, no, wait, hold on, don't do that. I was going through here. Yeah, sometimes it can be a little difficult managing all the Pokemon that join you. Like, I think you're still better off because you do get... Oh, I end up swapping the Chikorita. This one has Squat Up, which I figure might be better than the other thing that had Strike Back. It doesn't... Actually, it doesn't matter if it doesn't stack because I didn't have my Mudkip, which normally has Squat Up, so this would help. But yeah, you know, I always like having a lot of Pokemon on the team. I think it can be a little difficult when it comes to making sure they don't get attacked by anything, especially when going through like corridors and stuff. If there's like a branching path or something, like a plus, that can be kind of scary if you're going through and, you know, you're not really expecting something, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh man, I have my 3 main Pokemon going through, but all these stragglers, you know, they're like having a fight by themselves. Oh yeah, there was an apple trap. It wasn't that bad in this instance, which was good, but yeah. I think that actually worked out to my advantage there. But it really stinks if that eats up your escape orb or like one of your equipped items or something like that. Like, that's not a good thing. So you gotta watch out for those. I probably should have used the X-ray, or not X-ray specs, the goggle specs most of the time, rather than just kept the map open. Like, after checking for monster houses, I feel like that probably would have been smarter, because I feel like traps would be a little bit more dangerous after I confirm that there's no monster houses on a floor, or if I do confirm there is one, just know where it is. But oh well, it's fine. I mean, you know, it's... I just went for it. You know, that's just kind of like my strategy. I'll just go for it. It's not ideal, but sometimes it works out fine. I've actually found my adventure to be, well, I won't say easy, but I do feel like I've done a pretty good job at getting through. Oh, at this point I'm deciding if I want to say goodbye to Houndour, but I end up changing my mind. I know I didn't have Machop. I know it's a starter, but I had like another 30-ish floors to go, and I figured, you know what, I still kind of like that experience. Like, I can always get another Machop somewhere else, but getting the bonus experience while going through here, especially during like monster houses, is pretty nice. But yeah, I've like kind of taken a peek at a few other people playing the game, you know, like their series and stuff, and seeing them get like completely dunked by Rayquaza and other bosses and stuff, and it's really surprising that I haven't actually run into that much trouble. I mean, once you're used to Mystery Dungeon games, you know, it's not that bad. Like, as long as you know what you're bringing with you, as far as items, as long as you kind of have an idea of, you know, what threats to deal with, once you kind of get an idea of positioning and things like that, like, they're fun games. They do provide a challenge, but they're not, like, stupid hard or anything. I feel like Super Mystery Dungeon was probably the hardest of them, and it's pretty tough. I love Super Mystery Dungeon, though. I think it's probably still my favorite of the Mystery Dungeon games. And yeah, you heard me! I said Super over Explorers of Sky. I just really like it. I think it was a great game. Oh yeah, I use another one-room orb there. It's so nice using a one-room orb combined with a room clearing move, because you just take everything on the floor out. It's a very powerful orb. But yeah, I guess one thing that's kind of nice that I hope will help if, you know, you've struggled with getting through the game, getting through this game or any other Mystery Dungeon game, hopefully my playthrough has helped you with, you know, learning some strategies, learning some good tactics and stuff. Like, once you get the hang of it, it's pretty hard to actually faint. Like, always carry 1 escape orb or 2 in the post game so you can get out of there if there's any trouble. Always carry like at least 4 tiny reviver seeds in case stuff happens. Don't just rush forward. Try to position your Pokemon properly. Oh yeah, this really stinks. Look at all these apple traps that happen. Like, I just stepped on a random trap and it activated like 3 or 4 different apple traps all at once. So it like got rid of a lot of my items. I was not very happy with that. It could have been a lot worse, but it also could have been a lot better. Oh man. But thankfully that was like the last major thing that I ran into that was an issue. Getting close to the bottom here, up to 85 floors deep, which is kind of nice. But yeah, I don't know, I like these kinds of games. The roguelike or roguelite games. I feel like they're a lot of fun. But, you know, a lot of people don't understand, like, hey, how do I get through this? And I know I'm a lot more cautious. Like, some people I've seen, you know, they don't really think of moves, they don't link moves. They just kind of go through and do whatever, but there's so much at your disposal that trying to have as much stacked in your favor is really good. Like, oh, this is such a weird room. Also, I think there was another apple trap. I think it went by kind of fast. But I think one big thing is just like, all right, what items do you bring with? And as long as you're always keeping a stockpile of items and you can always bring items that you need with you during your adventures, you should generally be fine. So hopefully this series has helped you. It's really hard to believe it's nearly at its end. Like, this is, I believe, episode 51. I've so far put in over 75 hours of gameplay. I'd say I got my money's worth. It's pretty fun. Pretty fun indeed. Anyway, I am actually gonna pick back up with live commentary for the last few floors, but I figured I'd give you some post commentary as we go through the sped up version here, just so you can kind of get an idea of what's going on. Anyway, back to live commentary. Okay, so I'm on the 94th floor. I've been recording for about 2 hours, so actually not quite as bad as I thought. And honestly, I have to tell you, it really hasn't been that bad. Like, honestly, it really hasn't. I've had a few traps that really messed me up, but as far as actual trouble, like the enemies, they haven't really been that bad. Like, they're kind of annoying, but again, they're pretty much all water types for the most part. There's a few that aren't, but like pretty much all of them are. And yeah, I mean, when you have Mega Groudon, it really does make this easy because you have the extremely harsh sunlight up at all times, so that completely nullifies any water type move or any weather move. Or any weather in general other than that. And with Steamroll, which if you can get Steamroll on Groudon for this, like, it's so good because then, you know, not only are your fire moves boosted, but like, you don't even have to worry about water type attacks hitting you. So I don't know, it just seems like this has worked out as a very good team. And of course, Food Finder, that is, oh man, that's so good. Because at one point, while going through here, oh man, I stepped on some kind of trap and it like ruined 4 of my food items, which really stunk because yeah, that was like 4 perfect apples just gone. Without Food Finder, I would be, oh, I'd be in trouble. I also ran into some weird random trap that like activated the apple trap 4 times or something like that. It was just a ridiculous. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, never mind. Oh no, it's going. What the heck? Okay. So everything blew up around me. Yeah, those random traps are really nasty. I probably should be a little bit more cautious and use, you know, the goggle specs. But yeah. Because I have Food Finder, I do have an abundance of these apples. Ooh, Strike Back. Actually, I think the one I have right now has Strike Back. Doesn't it? Yeah, it does. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Eevee is kind of hard to come by. I've had this Houndour with me forever. It had XP boost, which you don't really need experience in this game, but I figured it's a 99 floor dungeon. So it actually came in handy. Like, I mean, not really for clearing the dungeon, but I figured, you know what, this will be good just for going through monster houses and stuff like that. I'm towards the end though, so I don't really need that. I'll take the second Eevee, which is really redundant, other than the fact it's an Eevee, and I can evolve it, so that's good. Or just keep one as an Eevee. I think another place you can get it is Joyous Tower, but that's hardly fun. Alright, well anyway, I figured I might as well take you along during these final floors. Again, it really hasn't been as exciting. I feel like there's a lot less to talk about than the Buried Relic, but I also can't recommend this Groudon strategy enough. Like, have enough empowerment seeds to make sure you're able to Mega Evolve. Bring a fair amount of, like, Max Elixirs. Honestly, I've found enough Max Ethers that it hasn't really been a problem. Food Finder, Steamroll. These are really helpful. Not necessary, but man, I would not want to go through here without Food Finder. I feel like it's just so helpful. I could probably use a Perfect Apple here, or a Big Apple. I think I'll use a Big Apple. Yeah, fainted Pokemon are great if you have Food Finder, but really not worth it if you don't. Like, seriously. And it's at least a good idea to check to see what they have, because oftentimes they can have pretty decent rare qualities. And, you know, you can up your squad power with that. I think I ended up with squad up at some point too, which is kind of nice. Also, Sunflora with Chlorophyll and Petal Blizzard and Growth is just like insane for clearing monster houses. Like, I actively seek out the monster houses just because it's free experience and free like stuff, so that's pretty nice. And because you don't miss thanks to Rapid Bullseye. Yeah, you're not really gonna be that helpful. Okay. 97th floor. Almost at the end. Oh, man. Yeah, so honestly, it hasn't been as bad as I thought, which is kind of good, but at the same time, kind of a letdown. Because if there's no, like, deeper dungeon or dungeon that's as deep as this, that is 99 floors and has high-level enemies, there's really no point in leveling up. Like, there isn't. So I'm kind of mixed on that. Like, you know, what's the point of leveling up? There really isn't any. Or, you know, even, like, getting stronger. Like, if all the main difficult dungeons, you basically just have to go through with, oh, how to describe it? Oh, look at these lantern. If all the main dungeons you have to go through are ones that just, you know, reset your level, there's really no point in trying to max everything out. Like, it just doesn't seem to make sense. I wonder if that's a monster house down there. It probably is, but possibly not. Let's just head over there. All things being equal, it seems like a good spot to, yeah, just look at that. It's just so good. The weather nullified water-type moves. And a lot of things here will just use water-type moves. Thinking, oh yeah, you know, this is a good idea. I'm gonna do that. Let's see if this is a monster house. Yep, it is. All right, so just watch this. This is just like a joke. And they're all gone. Oh, except for this Huntail. Well, I already have a Huntail. I need Clamperl, actually. Yeah, 2,300 experience. The way I look at it, I'm also giving experience to everyone back home, too. Okay. I doubt there's going to be anything interesting. What did I even pick up? Oh, an escape orb. Lovely. Yeah, honestly, there's not really that much exciting there. Okay, well, I guess it's just a rush to find the stairs. Let's see if I can locate those things. Max Ether. Sure. I'm just gonna Petal Blizzard everything. We'll just do that. Oh, there's another thing. I mean, I'm gonna get my power points back in a moment, so it doesn't really matter. Because we're like, literally the next floor is the boss, or at least it should be. I would assume so. All right. Yeah, at some point, I think it was like level 50, it ended up changing to, I don't know, just like a different dungeon style. I think the music changed a little bit. Oh, wait, hold on. All right, how do I want to handle this? Let's see. Who do I want to lead with? Honestly, I should probably be leading with Sunny anyway, just to... Oh, I don't need to set up the Sunny Day, but I do want to set up Growth. All right, well, here we go. 99 floors, 2 hours and 17 minutes of recording. So probably about 2 hours, 10 minutes in the dungeon itself. Okay, let's do this. Why? Why have you come here? This is the Silver Trench. This is my territory. My name is Lugia! I am the guardian of the seas! To protect this sea, I have settled here. If you dare to challenge me, so be it! I will rise to your challenge. Cast aside all thoughts. Unleash every bit of your power. With your life at stake, bring it on! Oh yeah, alright, this thing sounds kind of threatening, but I have my doubts. I have my doubts, so let's go ahead and set up Growth. Oh, I don't like Eevee right up front. Either of these Eevee. So I have an All Protect Orb, if things get dicey. I also have like a million tiny Reviver Seeds, so I'm just gonna see what happens. I'm not gonna use the All Protect Orb, at least not yet. We'll just kind of see. If I can get closer to this thing, I can use Petal Dance. Yeah, we'll just move right here. Okay, I mean, so much is going on, I don't even know what the deal is. Again, from what I've heard, wow. I heard correctly. Yeah, Lugia itself, really not that tough. I mean, that didn't seem tough at all. It's just getting there. Getting there is really tough because there's no food in that dungeon other than the big apple traps. Those are ways you can get food, but yeah, I strongly recommend Food Finder. That made it so much better. Anyway, Deep Sea Current, Camp, and Lugia joined your team. Whoa, it has a rare quality, Notorious Healing. That actually kind of came in handy with those tiny apples. Like, I wouldn't bring something in specifically with that, but it was a good pickup on something with the thing. And I know I said not to pick up the chests, but I did anyway. Alright, so thankfully there were a lot of fainted starters in here. So again, probably not the best place to grind for them, but hey, you know what? Again, if you have Food Finder, it's good. If not, don't bother. I had it, so let's go. Let's do this. They're all also at a nice high level too, which is pretty good. They weren't just like completely useless while going through. And again, the fated Pokemon do usually have a rare quality, so that's nice. And yeah, I'll let this Eevee join, just so I can evolve it into whatever. Okay, well, there we go. The next morning. Good morning, Devin. All right, so yeah, I guess I'll mention there was a cutscene, just kind of like the whole thing with Mewtwo. There was a cutscene that happened after clearing the Silver Trench, but thematically, I'm gonna put it with the following episode for where we're actually going to go exploring. But just keep in mind that is a requirement. You have to clear the Silver Trench in order for that to unlock. I didn't show it here because we're going to just take everything on the next episode. But first, let's take a look at Lugia here. Now, I hear Lugia is actually fairly decent thanks to Aeroblast, which apparently it has. Where is that thing? There you are. Oh, it looks cool. Look at that. Oh, I love that sprite. Yeah, Aeroblast. So it has a huge range. It's piercing from what I hear. And that's awesome. So yeah, Lugia, pretty solid. Not too shabby. I don't know what we'd actually need it for, but it's there. Maybe it gets Aeroblast like really early. I don't know. Anyway, I guess that was kind of more of a letdown than I thought. That means the remaining 99 floor dungeons are the Trio of Terror, the ones that reset your level to level 5. So that's gonna be exciting, but it's gonna be dangerous. But before we take those on, there's still a few more dungeons, including the last, as far as I know, the last like main story, post-game story quest in, well, the next dungeon. Anyway, we're gonna check that out next time. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, it took about, I don't know, 2 hours, 15 minutes roughly to get through. Lugia itself, really darn easy, but the dungeon it can be a pain if you're ill-equipped. So can't recommend Empowerment Seeds, Mega Groudon, or Primal Groudon, I'm sorry, Primal Groudon, and preferably Steamroll. That made it very easy to get through, like very easy. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, everyone.